Hello, welcome to PG Pathshala. This is paper 6, Radiation Biophysics, and module number 4, Radiation Quantities and Units. I am Dr. Sunil Dutt Sharma from Radiological Physics and Advisory Division of Bhabha Atomic Research Center, Mumbai. The objective of this module is to explain radiometric and dosimetric quantities and their units. Also included in the module is radiation field quantities such as flux and energy flux, fluence and energy fluence. We have some description on exposure, karma, absorbed dose, equivalent dose and effective dose. Introduction. Whenever ionizing radiation such as X-rays passes through the matter, they interact with atoms of the material and transfer or deposit energy to the medium. The energy of ionizing radiation transferred or imparted to the medium brings changes in the material characteristic such as rise in temperature and chemical or physical changes in the material properties, which are generally used for its detection and measurement. For estimation of energy transferred or imparted, it is required to define quantities related to radiation field as well as the quantities which will help in estimating the magnitude of radiation induced effects. The biological effects of radiation also depends on the radiation absorbed dose. The quantity and units used to measure physical aspects are called radiometric and dosimetric quantities, while quantities associated with biological effects are termed as radiation protection quantities. So this module defines and discusses a few radiation field description quantities, dosimetric quantities and radiation protection quantities. The radiation field at a point P inside a sphere S can be quantified by the quantity fluence, also called as particle fluence, which is expressed in the unit of per meter square or per centimeter square and is defined as the quotient of dN by dA, where dN is the number of particles incident on a sphere of cross-sectional area dA. In the picture, you can see that there is a sphere S which is containing a great circle area of A or dA, and there is a point P. To describe the radiation field at point P, the particle fluence is one of the important parameter. Energy fluence psi, this is defined as the quotient of dr upon dA, where dr is the radiant energy incident on a sphere of cross-sectional area dA, that is great circle area of figure 4.1. Mathematically, psi is given as dr upon dA. The unit of energy fluence psi is joule per meter square. If the radiation field is composed of particles each with the same energy E, the energy fluence is related to the particle fluence and energy of each of the particle. Mathematically, psi is equal to phi E. In this figure, you can see there is a sphere S within which there is a point P. So our interest is point P, which is lying within a great circle of area A or dA. So all the particles crossing this great circle area are included while defining the energy fluence psi. Now we will discuss about dosimetry quantities. The effects of ionizing radiation on matter depends on the radiation field and on the interactions between radiation and matter. Dosimetry quantities are products of radiometric quantities and interaction quantities. For example, attenuation and absorption coefficient. It is possible to determine the dosimetry quantities by calculation provided the value of radiometric quantities and interaction coefficients are known. Otherwise, experimental measurement will be the only choice to get the information using the definition of the quantity concerned. So, first dosimetric quantity is karma. Karma is the acronym for kinetic energy released in matter. The quantity karma pertains to the kinetic energy of the charged particles, mainly electrons, liberated by uncharged particles, that is X-rays, and the energy expended to overcome the binding energy is not included. Thus, karma involves the energy of outgoing charged particles as a result of interaction by incoming uncharged particles. It is defined as the quotient of dEtr by dm, that is, karma K is equal to ratio of dEtr by dm, where dEtr is the mean sum of the initial kinetic energies of all the charged particles liberated in mass dm of a material by the uncharged particles incident on mass dm. Unless specified, the medium considered for defining karma is air. While considering karma, it is not required to track the charged particle path length. The point of interaction is sufficient to know the kinetic energy transferred. In addition, a spatial distribution of charged particle may be ignored and there is no requirement of secondary charged particle equilibrium. Secondary charged particle equilibrium is nothing but a point where the income of the secondary particle is equal to expenditure. Further, there is no limitation on energy of measurement. It is valid for all energy and all uncharged particles. The unit of this quantity is joule per kg and a special name of the unit is Gray. Gray is a unit in the name of a great scientist and it is mathematically given as 1 Gray is equal to 1 joule per kg. The karma and fluence and energy fluence. In a specified material, the karma can be given as K is equal to phi, that is particle fluence, energy E of each of the particle and mass transfer coefficient by rho, mu Tr by rho. As we know that phi into E is equal to psi, that is energy fluence, and mu Tr by rho is the interaction coefficient. So, karma can also be represented mathematically by K is equal to psi into mu Tr by rho, where mu Tr by rho is the mass energy transfer coefficient of the material for these particles. Expressing the karma in terms of fluence suggests that one can refer to a value of karma for a specified material at a point in free space or inside a different material. Thus, one can talk about the karma at a point inside water or any other material. The energy transferred from uncharged particles or indirectly ionizing radiation to charged particles may be spent in two ways, namely collisions resulting in ionization and conversions to photons, that is radiative loss by liberated charged particles, that is electrons. Accordingly, the karma can be divided into two parts, that is karma K comprises collision karma plus radiation karma. Collision karma is the karma related to that part of the kinetic energy of the secondary charged particles which is spent in collisions, ionization and excitation of atoms in the matter. Now the remark on collision karma. Collision karma is obtained from the mean value of the net energy transferred, which can be mathematically given as collision karma KCOL is equal to phi, that is particle fluence, into energy E into mu En by rho, which can also be given as phi, that is particle fluence into energy E into mu Tr by rho into 1 minus G. Now phi E mu Tr by rho is equal to total karma, and a small g is equal to the fraction of kinetic energy of liberated charged particles that has lost in radiative processes. So K collision is equal to karma K into 1 minus G. Here mu En by rho is the mass energy absorption coefficient of the material for uncharged particles. Thus, one can refer to a value of collision karma for a specified material at a point in free space or inside a given material. K radiation is the radiative karma related to that portion of the initial kinetic energy of the secondary charged particles which is converted into photon energy. Radiative karma can be expressed as K rad is equal to K minus K collision. So karma is a quantity which is related to the initial transfer of energy to matter. However, under the condition of charged particle equilibrium, it is used as an approximation to absorbed dose. In this condition, the numerical value of the karma approaches the numerical value of absorbed dose because radiative losses are negligible and the kinetic energy of the uncharged particle is large compared with the binding energy of the liberated charged particles. If the distribution of the charged particle radiance with respect to energy is constant within distances equal to the maximum charged particle range, the charged particle equilibrium exists. Now you can see in the figure, which is nothing but mass attenuation coefficient for tissue plotted against energy of X-rays. As energy of X-rays increases, generally the value of mass attenuation coefficient decreases in general. But as you may be aware, the X-rays interact with the medium by different mechanism which has been listed in this figure as photoelectric effect, Compton effect, pair production, Rayleigh scattering. But when we are related to the dosimetry or describing the field through interaction coefficients, usually we look for the total value of the interaction coefficient. So the total attenuation coefficient curve which has been shown in this figure is important for us whenever we wanted to find out karma for a given medium. Now we will talk about the dosimetric quantities. So first dosimetric quantity is exposure, which is very generally indicated by symbol X. Exposure X is the quotient of dq by dm, where dq is the absolute value of the mean total charge of the ions of one sign produced when all the electrons and positrons liberated or created by photons incident on mass dm of dry air are completely stopped in dry air. Thus, exposure x is equal to dq upon dm. The ionization produced by electrons emitted in electronic or molecular relaxation processes is included in dq, whereas the ionization due to photons emitted by radiative processes, that is Bremsstrahlung and fluorescent photons, is not included in dq. Except this difference, the exposure is the ionization analog of the dry air karma. Since the total charge net of positive and negative is 0, so charge of one sign is only considered and the absolute value is taken in the definition. A small mass of air means mass of air large enough to have significant probability of interaction and to have the mean or expectation value of interaction and hence the charge. This mass must be able to establish charge particle equilibrium such that it could be assumed that the charge produced in the mass is completely stopped in it. This requires narrow beam geometry since it assumes photon and energy fluence to be constant in the region under consideration. The electron path length puts a limit on the maximum photon energy for which exposure could be measured. The path length of electrons generated by different photon energies are given in table 1, which shows why exposure is defined only up to 3 MeV. The SI unit of exposure X is Coulomb per kg, but this is a large unit. In general, we were using traditionally Roentgen as the non-SI old units for exposure. So 1 Coulomb per kg is equal to 3881 Roentgen, or 1 Roentgen is equal to 2.58 into 10 to the power minus 4 Coulomb per kg. Now we have to note certain points on exposure X. The electron path length puts a limit on the maximum photon energy for which exposure could be measured. Data in this table shows that when the photon energy is 0.3 MeV, the maximum path length of electrons in air is about 0.3 meter. As energy increases, starting from 1 MeV, the path length increases to 3 meter. When energy goes to 3 MeV, the path length becomes 12.2 meter, and when it reaches to 10 MeV, the path length becomes almost 41 meter. So this indicates that while designing a measurement system for exposure as per its definition, it will be very difficult to go beyond 3 MeV of photon energy, and hence exposure to air is not defined beyond 3 MeV because of difficulty in its measurement. The SI unit of exposure is Coulomb per kg, and the old non-SI unit is Roentgen, which is denoted by R. Roentgen is defined as that amount of exposure of photons which produces 1 electrostatic charge in 1 cubic centimeter of dry air at a standard temperature and pressure, that is 273 degree Kelvin and 760 mm of Ag. The relations between Coulomb per kg and Roentgen are 1 R is equal to 2.58 into 10 to the power minus 4 Coulomb per kg, or 1 Coulomb per kg is equal to 3881 Roentgen. Relation between exposure and air karma. For photon energies of the order of 1 MeV or below, G is a small, that is radiative loss is a small, and hence exposure can be given by X is equal to K air into 1 minus G upon W by E, which can be further approximated to X is equal to K COL air, that is co-original part of air karma, divided by W by E. Here K air is dry air karma for primary photons, G is the mean value of fraction of electrons kinetic energy lost in radiative processes, W is the mean energy expended in dry air per ion pair formed, and it has the numerical value of 33.97 electron per ion pair or 33.97 joule per coulomb. Exposure can be defined in free space or at a point inside a material different from air, and one can talk about exposure at a point inside water or any other material. The next dosimetry and very important quantity is absorbed dose D, which is represented by the symbol D. The absorbed dose D is the quotient of D epsilon bar upon dm, where d epsilon bar is the mean energy imparted by ionizing radiation to matter of mass dm, and mathematically absorbed dose D is equal to d epsilon upon dm. The unit of absorbed dose is joule per kg, and the special name for the unit is Gray. So now you can see the unit of karma and absorbed dose is the same. The mean energy imparted to the matter of given volume is given mathematically as epsilon bar is equal to R in minus R out plus summation of capital Q. So R in is mean radiant energy of all charged and uncharged ionizing particles that enter the volume of interest. R out is the mean radiant energy of all charged and uncharged ionizing particles that leave the volume. Summation of Q is the mean sum of all changes of rest energy of nuclei and the elementary particles, that is energy released in nuclear transformations that occur in the volume. When Q is greater than 0, there is a decrease in rest energy, and when Q is smaller than 0, there is a increase in rest energy. Now, in case of karma, only primary interaction is considered, whereas in case of absorbed dose, all interactions which deposit energy in the medium are considered. While presenting the absorbed dose, medium should always be specified. Now the relation between karma and absorbed dose D. The units of karma and absorbed dose are same as discussed earlier, and both of these quantities are related to the quantification of the interaction of radiation with the matter. Karma is used to quantify a radiation field, and absorbed dose is used to quantify the effects of radiation. For karma, only the energy transferred due to interactions of uncharged particles within the volume is included, whereas for absorbed dose, all the energies deposited in the volume is included. So thus, charged particles entering the volume under consideration contribute to absorbed dose but not to karma. Also, charged particles liberated by a photon in the volume of interest may leave it carrying away part of their kinetic energy. So this energy is included in karma, but it does not contribute to the absorbed dose. The difference between karma and absorbed dose is the largest at interfaces between different materials because of differences in ionization density and in scattering properties of the materials concerned. The changes in karma at the boundaries are stepwise, but the changes in absorbed dose are gradual, extending to a region equivalent to the ranges of secondary charged particles. For photon, that is X-rays, energies 20 to 150 kV used in diagnostic radiology. The changes in karma may be very pronounced at the boundary of different tissues, even with the assumption that the photon fluence is constant at the interface. Now, note on karma and absorbed dose. Here we can see there are two plots. First plot is the ratio of mass energy transfer coefficient for adipose tissue to soft tissue with photon energies used in diagnostic radiology. So here we can see that this is initially constant but varying with some large magnitude at higher energies and at the energy of diagnostic radiology. In the second figure, the plot is mass energy transfer coefficient of bone versus muscle with photon energy used in diagnostic radiology. Here also we can see that as energy initially the value changes drastically with increasing energy and then started decreasing with increasing energy. Now figure 4.2 shows variations of the ratio of mass energy transfer coefficients for adipose to soft tissue and cortical bone to skeletal bone. The range of secondary electrons produced by photons of diagnostic radiology are small in biological tissues as shown in table 2. This indicates that the changes in absorbed dose at the interface between two tissues in the body are limited to small regions. The range of secondary electrons produced by photons used in diagnostic radiology in water, which is equivalent to soft tissue, is shown in table 4.2. So here we can see that when the energy of electron is 10 keV, its range in water is 0.025 mm and range in bone in 0.015 mm. Similarly, when we go up to 50 keV, the range increases to 0.43 millimeter in water and 0.253 in bone. And finally, when we reach the 100 keV, the range of electron in water is 1.43 millimeter and in bone is 8.35 millimeter. And finally, which is the extreme energy 150 keV used in diagnostic radiology, the range of electron in water is 2.82 millimeter and bone is 1.64 millimeters. Now we will describe protection quantities. For predicting the magnitude of biological effects, the radiation doses are averaged over tissue volumes for applications in radiation protection. For low doses, the mean value of absorbed dose averaged over a specific organ or tissue can be correlated with radiation detriment for stochastic effects, that is a type of biological effects which is probabilistic in nature in that tissue with an accuracy sufficient for radiological protection. The averaging of absorbed dose in tissue or organs and the summing of weighted mean doses in different organs and tissues of the human body comprise the basis for the definition of the protection quantities which are used for limiting stochastic effects at low doses. Protection level quantity is equivalent dose which is represented by the symbol HT. The ionization produced per unit path length, that is a specific ionization, and hence the energy transfer rate is different for different types of radiation. Heavily ionizing radiation such as alpha transfer more energy per unit path length of their flight in the medium. Biological effectiveness of a radiation will be more if it produces more ionization and more tissue damage in close proximity. Hence, the biological effectiveness of alpha is more compared to a sparsely ionizing radiation such as photons and betas. However, the quantity absorbed dose does not convey this biological effectiveness. Hence, in order to account for the biological effectiveness of different radiation on the basis of their specific ionization and linear energy transfer properties, another quantity equivalent dose is introduced, which is obtained by modifying the absorbed dose by multiplying it with a weighted factor WR known as radiation weighting factor. The protection quantity equivalent dose in an organ or tissue is defined as HT is equal to sum of WR into DTR, where WR is the radiation weighting factor for radiation R and DTR is the average absorbed dose in the volume of a specified organ or tissue T due to radiation of type R. This sum is performed over all types of radiations involved. The unit of equivalent dose is joule per kg and has the special name sievert and given by the symbol SB. It may be noted that conversion of absorbed dose into equivalent dose is valid only for low dosage, e.g. in dosage in the range of milligray, and low dose rates, and is applicable only for radiation protection purposes. The radiation weighting factors will not be valid at high dose or high dose rates. So, WR values for different radiations are given in table 4.3. So, WR values are given in the table for different types of radiation. Photons of all energy like X-rays and gamma rays has the value of 1. Electrons and muons also has the value of 1. Protons and charged pions have the value of 2. Alpha particles have the value of 20 and neutrons has a continuous value ranging from 5 to 20 and it depends on its energy. So, the figure in this slide is showing the variation of WR values for neutron. The next protection quantity is effective dose, which is represented by symbol E. The effective dose E is defined by a weighted sum of tissue equivalent doses as E is equal to summation of WT into HT, which can be given as WT into WR into DTR using the definition of equivalent dose, where WT is the tissue weighting factor for tissue T and the summation of WT over all the tissues and organs is equal to 1. The sum is performed over all organs and tissues of the human body considered to be sensitive to stochastic effects. The unit of effective dose is sievert. So, WT values for different organs are given in this table. So, for example, bone marrow, colon, lung, stomach, breast and remainder tissues which are mentioned in the footnote have the value of 0.12 and the total sum of all these organs together is equal to 0.72. Gonads is having a WT value of 0.08. Bladder, esophagus, liver and thyroid is having value of 0.04. Bone surface, brain, salivary gland and skin is having value of 0.01. So if we take sum of all these value, the total sum is 1. In the category of remainder, the tissues included are adrenals, extrathoracic region, gallbladder, heart, kidneys, lymphatic nodes, muscle, oral mucosa, pancreas, prostate for male, a small intestine, a spleen, thymus, uterus or cervix for female. So we can summarize the whole discussion by following salient points. First, the energy transferred or imparted to the matter brings changes in the material characteristic which are used for its detection and measurement. Karma is defined for uncharged particles and is related to the first step of energy transfer to matter, in which uncharged particles transmit kinetic energy to charged particles. The kinetic energy transferred to the secondary charged particles is not necessarily spent in the volume where they are liberated. The definition of karma is constrained to the energy the secondary particles receive at the point of liberation. Karma may be defined in any material, and hence it is important that the material is indicated when a value of karma is presented. The electron path length puts a limit on the maximum photon energy for which exposure could be measured. In case of karma, only primary interaction is considered, whereas in case of observed dose, all interactions which deposit energy in the medium are considered. While presenting the observed dose, medium should always be specified. Equivalent dose and effective dose are defined for use in radiation protection. Equivalent dose takes care of effectiveness of type of radiation in causing biological damages, whereas effective dose includes effectiveness of types of radiation and sensitivity of the tissues. So with this we conclude module 4. Thank you.